Hey everyone, James Baek here, and it's time for some more VGC 2015 battles from the Doubles Battle Spot ladder. Today's team will be Polito, Ludicolo, Landers, Varian, Thunders Varian, Talonflame, and Mawile. Just an old team that I used in the past until I figure out what team am I going to use for the series. Anyway, we're going to find two battles and see how we do. We're going to find Raffle from Canada, 1734 rating. And we're both bringing rain teams. Let's see, his rain team definitely looks tough, but it's very Mawile weak, as Mawile hits pretty much everything for very hard damage, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. The only thing that could really affect Mawile would be heavy damage from the rain boosted Scalds or Hydro Pumps, and of course that Hydreigon's Earth Power probably. Who would I want? I don't think he would bring Rain Mode into this. Well, I don't think he would lead Rain. He might bring the Rain Mode. I definitely assume Ludicolo coming in, but I'm not sure if the Politoed wants to follow. The Mega here is obviously Metagross. Let's see what I want to bring. I think Thunder's Variant does pretty well against this team. I'm tempted to go Landorus, Talonflame, Ludicolo, and Mawile. I just don't know which order to bring them in. Actually, yeah, I think I'll go with that lead with Ludicolo and Mawile in the back. Seems good. I mean, Thunders was kind of tempting just to hit the Politoed for really hard damage. Of course, I don't want to bring my own Politoed because it doesn't do much against his own Politoed. The Ludicolo walls it and does super effective damage. It's slow, so it's vulnerable to Togekiss's Air Slash. And Hydreigon still walls it even with Icy Wind support. We'll see how this goes. I actually am losing my voice a little bit because of all the talking I did at Regionals. But anyway, I'm going to leave with Talonflame and Landers versus Hydreigon and Togekiss. Interesting lead by my opponent. But nonetheless, it's actually pretty fine for me. I'm going to Rock Slide here and I'm going to Tailwind. That seems like a safe play in my opinion. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Just making a safe play. If I get the Tailwind up, it's actually really, really good. Just because I'll be able to outspeed all his Pokemon. And the only downside would probably be his Togekiss setting up Tailwind too. Which is possible. Of course, I could just want to go for the Follow Me in order to prevent my Landers from knocking out his Hydreigon with, let's say, a Superpower U-turn possibility. Well, U-turn doesn't KO, but we're going to see the Follow Me from the Togekiss. That is perfect, as let's see, I'm going to get this free Tailwind up. Let's see what his Hydreigon went for. A Dark Pulse into the Landorus slot. Excellent, and I'm able to live and hit the Rock Slide. I'm noticing a bit of lag on this video, and I think that's just my recording system, so I do apologize for that. As Rock Slide did a lot to that Togekiss, wow. Right here, I want to Rock Slide again. And Brave Bird the Hydreigon, I think. Yeah. Because even if he follows me, even if he goes for the Follow Me, I knock out his Togekiss and his Hydreigon will be nearly dead. If he doesn't follow me, I knock out his Hydreigon. So, honestly, there's nothing wrong that could go. There's nothing really wrong this turn. And if he goes, he can only KO one of my Pokemon this turn. So we'll see what my opponent goes for. He might switch out, but he doesn't really have much to switch out into. Maybe Metagross. Maybe Metagross for the Togekiss slot, which I would actually be fine with because I would knock out the Hydreigon. But nope, he's not going to go for the follow me, which is perfect. Brave Bird's going to connect with this Hydreigon. And this should pick up the knockout. Yes, it does. And that means a single target Rock Slide will affect this Togekiss, which should pick up the knockout because it's a banded Rock Slide single target. And it does connect, so let's see how much it will do. Picks up the knockout. Okay, that was as perfect as a turn it could possibly get. Anyway, let's see what my opponent's last two Pokemon will be. Terrakion, as expected. And probably Metagross. Okay, I'm fine with this. I'm going to switch out Landers and go into my Mawile just to get the Intimidate off. And I think I'm going to go for the safe overheat onto the Metagross. I mean, the Protect from Metagross is so obvious. But I'm actually fine even if he does Protect. And Terrakion, let's say, goes for the Rock Slide. It'll knock out my Talonflame and I could get a free switch into my Ludicolo. As Metagross is going to Mega Evolve, Clear Body. Of course, Intimidate didn't affect it because of that Clear Body. But now gains Tough Claws, which means it's now vulnerable to Intimidate. It's actually not going to Protect, so Overheat's going to connect that with that Metagross, and it barely misses out on the knockout. Wow. But the damage is pretty nice, as the Rock Slide's going to occur. It's -1 now, of course. Going to knock out my Talonflame, which I'm fine with. Let's see what the Metagross went for. If he went for a Meteor Mash, that would be an impressive play. Oh, it goes for the Substitute, but not enough HP for the sub there. And I think I still have a turn of Talon left, so pretty much an ideal turn. I'm going to send out my Ludicolo. And I should have another turn of Talon left, so I'm going to Iron Head the Terrakion and Scald the Metagross. Not going to go for the Fake Out. And pretty much this game should be mine. I mean, he's probably going to double protect to stall on my Tailwind, but I'm actually fine with that. If he double protects, I'm actually really okay with that because that means I can switch out my Ludicolo, go into my Landers, get the Intimidate off, and his Pokemon shouldn't be able to KO Mawile, and Mawile can knock out both these Pokemon easily, especially the Metagross at the range it is. Mawile going to Mega Evolve, going to gain that huge power, and this should be interesting. Let's see what my opponent went for. I'm going to say the double Protect, as Terrakion goes for Protect. No Protect for the Metagross, it looks like. Oh, his Terrakion's actually faster than his Metagross. Interesting. As I go for the Scald onto the Metagross and the Iron Head into Terrakion, as Talon peters out, which I'm fine with. Right here, I'm going to Sucker Punch the Metagross, expecting an attack, and switch out Landis just to get the Intimidate off. Pretty much trying to guarantee me this game. There's really no way my opponent can come back from this, I think, unless he gets a bunch of crits, which is possible, but getting this safe Intimidate off will allow my Ludicolo to reset Fake Out pressure. And Landers really wasn't helpful anyway in the back. It's Choice Bandit, so that means it's slower than both these Pokemon. As Metagross attempts to go for Double Protect and fail, so my opponent's putting up a fight. As we see the Rock Slide, which I'm actually okay with. However, his Pokemon are both at -1, so the only thing I really would have to worry about is a Rock Slide flinch. I'm going to go for the Iron Head onto the Terrakion and Scald the Metagross. The only thing I could see wrong with that is if he goes for Rock Slide and then Headbutt, which would be annoying to deal with, as Metagross is going to Protect. Fine by me, as the Scald going to go into the Protect and the Iron Head also going into a Protect. Going to go for the Iron Head onto Terrakion and just Scalding the Metagross slide again. Not going to go for the Sucker Punch onto Metagross, in case he tries to go for a double Protect. Even though I think he's going to attack this turn, I really just want to get rid of whatever can damage my Pokemon, which is usually this Terrakion. As Metagross does attempt for the double Protect and actually gets it. As Terrakion, I'm going to go for the Rock Slide. He has to bait for flinches now, and If he gets the flinch on Mawa, he actually might be in the game still. As Mawa does not flinch and gets the Iron Head off onto the Terrakion, and that will be the game as it knocks out the Terrakion, no Focus Sash, and now I can safely Sucker Punch and Scald the Mega Metagross for the game. As I'm going to do that. Sucker Punch and Scald. And man, this battle is laggy. I'm going to try to reset my computer after this battle, and hopefully it will be fixed. As Sucker Punch actually fails, Metagross tries to go for the substitute, and the Scald is going to occur onto the Metagross, which will actually pick up the knockout, and that will be today's game. Of course, we still have one more game to go, and we'll see how this goes. Going to reset my computer, and hopefully that will fix this lag issue. Okay, we are going to find Massey from Germany, and you can follow him on his Twitter, apparently. Massey, I think he's a Nugget Bridge player, and I think I might know him. But anyway, let's see the team. We see Landorus Varian, Terrakion, Hydreigon, Metagross, Zapdos, and Gengar. So obviously you see Mega Metagross in the last battle and this battle. Mega Metagross is a Pokemon that actually picked up a lot of popularity, especially at the following regionals, especially, I believe, St. Louis especially. Mega Metagross is now carrying Substitute as a move instead of the Ice Punch, because Sucker Punch is obviously a big part of the metagame. And it's definitely growing more popular, as you can see here. I do apologize for the lag in this video today. Nothing I can really do about it right now, as it's just a problem with the program, but hopefully I can get that fixed soon. Anyway, let's see what I want to lead. Rain is a really safe lead. However, Rain is so obvious that I actually might not want to lead it with it. But you know what? I'm going to lead with a Politoed Ludicolo. Gotta go with the Rain mode. Rain is so solid, I think, right now. And in the back, Mawile does really well against his team, but does not like the Gengar. Landorus sort of likes the position, but it doesn't. Wondering if I should go Talonflame or Mawile. Mawile might help, but not sure about Mawile. I think I'm gonna actually leave Mawile out of this, bring Landorus and Thundurus instead. I'm bringing Thundurus because Thundurus actually does pretty well against Zapdos. Zapdos really can't touch, especially in the rain with Heat Waves. Not that effective, and Thundurus Varian with Choice Specs is just so strong of a Pokemon. We're going to see Gengar and Zapdos as a lead, which doesn't make sense, as I'm going to bring out my Politoed and Ludicolo. Now, I expect Talon to be set up first turn by my opponent, so I'm wondering if I should... I kind of want to fake out the Zapdos, so I think I'm going to do that, but what to do with Politoed? Do I Scald the Gengar, or do I go for the Icy Wind? I don't feel like I want to switch out here either. I think I'm going to fake out the Zapdos and Icy Wind. Gengar's actually going to go for Protect, so perfect. I was thinking about Scalding the Gengar slot, as I do get the fake out off onto the Zapdos, which is really nice, as Zapdos is going to flinch, and I'm going to get the Icy Wind off onto the Zapdos, and that's going to be nice. Even if he gets a Tailwind off, his Zapdos should still be slower than my Ludicolo. So now I think he has nothing that really wants to take a Scald, so I think I'm going to double Scald the Gengar. Yeah, maybe I should have Ice Beamed and Scalded, just to be on the safe side in case he switched on to Hydreigon. Maybe that would have actually been a better play, but can't look back now. He's probably going to set up the Tailwind. The Tailwind's is definitely going to be expected. The only problem is I can't stop the Tailwind, and whatever he brings in is free to go for the attacks. That is a problem, but I can't always slow down the Pokemon with Icy Wind from my Politoed, so not the biggest issue in the world. He doesn't switch out his Gengar, which means Gengar's going to feint to a double attack, as Scald actually did quite a lot. Sludge Bomb onto the Ludicolo, which is what I expected, but I'm fine with the Sludge Bomb, as Zapdos does set up that Tailwind. As I'm going to get the Scald off onto the Gengar, and that's going to pick up a knockout. Okay, so not bad. Definitely could be worse. Let's see who's going to come in here. I doubt... maybe Terrakion. Alright, see Metagross. Yep, Metagross. Shiny Metagross. As I kind of just want to double Scald it, because I don't want a... Well, I don't want a... Actually, no. I'm going to switch out Politoed into my Thundurus. And... I think I'm just going to Scald the Metagross, actually. I'm doing this because if I Scald the Metagross, I prevent any possible substitutes from coming up. Well, I break the subs, and I don't lose a Politoed to a Thunderbolt. This Metagross is going to Mega Evolve, which is fine by me, Mega Metagross. Which means he is vulnerable to my Intimidate now, if I decide to bring it. It's going to Zen Headbutt my Politoed slot. Great play. Which does a lot, and I'm going to get a Scald Boosted Rain. Wow, this is lagging so much, and that does a lot. And snacks to burn. That's the way. And he actually Thunderbolted into my Politoed slot. Oh, perfect. I get to heal back. And man, right here I want to Thunderbolt the Zapdos, and... Actually, no. I'm going to switch out into Politoed again, and switch out my Ludicolo into the Landorus. I'm just making a bunch of safe plays here. Ludicolo is going to switch out, and man, this lag is annoying. Going to send out Landorus and get the Intimidate off onto the Metagross and onto the Zapdos, but the Metagross is what I needed. And going to withdraw my Thundurus just because I do want to keep my Thundurus around. Going to send out Politoed. Zen Headbutt going to connect into the Ludicolo slot, which Landorus ate that up fine. And he goes for the Hidden Power Ice onto the Thundurus Incarnate Thundurus Variant slot, and that's what I predicted. As now I'm just trying to stall out the Tailwind, basically. As I'm going to protect my Politoed and switch out to Ludicolo, I think. Or do I want to switch out? Ludicolo doesn't seem like a bad option right now. Actually, no. I think I'm going to Scald this Zapdos, predicting him not to Thunderbolt it, and switch out Landorus into Ludicolo. I was thinking of protecting Politoed just to be on the safe side, but I think I'm going to want some damage onto this Zapdos. Gonna send out Ludicolo, basically his fodder here, hopefully, and he Zen Headbutts the Politoed slot, which I'm fine with, and goes for the Hidden Power Ice onto the Ludicolo slot, which I'm fine with, and Politoed flinches, unfortunately. The rain stops too, which is definitely unfortunate. As the burn, it does not KO the Metagross, wow. But right here, I can... Okay, hopefully that will fix it. Scald, and fake out the Zapdos. Okay, fake out's gonna occur onto the Zapdos. Metagross gonna go for the Zen Headbutt, trying to pick up the knockout onto Ludicolo, which it will, which I'm fine with, to be honest. As Zapdos is gonna flinch, and I'm gonna get the Scald off and maybe get a burn. I mean, I'm not expecting. Wow, I get a crit and a burn. Oh boy. As we reveal Citrus Berry on the Zapdos, which I'm fine with. As Metagross gonna feint to the burn, which is nice. So seeing the Citrus Berry on the Zapdos makes me assume it's not carrying Roost. I'm gonna send out my Landorus now. Wondering what he has in the back. Not sure if we would bring Terrakion to this Hydreigon. That makes sense. As I'm gonna bring out my Landorus, and this game should pretty much be mine. All I have to do is Icy Wind and Rock Slide here. And if he KOs my Landorus, I'm fine. I KO the Zapdos with a Rock Slide. If he KOs my Politoed, I'm fine. I get a Rock Slide and knock out this Zapdos. He's gonna go for the Draco Meteor onto the Landorus, which I'm fine with. Let's see how much this will do. Especially since his Hydreigon is no longer a threat at -2. Landorus gonna faint and Life Orb Hydreigon. Okay, that's a good item. As a Thunderbolt gonna occur onto the Politoed, this should knock it out. I'm a bulky Politoed. Yeah, I live and will prop my Citrus Berry. So this is really nice of a position, as I'm going to get an Icy Wind off onto both these Pokemon. And yeah, that does a lot. As Zapdos nearly going to faint. Gonna send out my Thunders here. This game's actually pretty close now, because if I target into Hydreion's Protect, I'm dead. So I'm gonna Icy Wind and Hidden Power the Zapdos slot. Yeah, I'm fine with that play actually. Hidden Power will occur onto the Zapdos, which will pick up the knockout. If I actually targeted a Hydreigon there, I would have won the game, but not sure that would have worked. It's gonna Draco Meteor my Politoed, and yeah, that actually might have been a mistake. It's gonna knock out, not even knock out the Politoed. I live at 2. Really bulky Politoed I'm running. As I do get another Icy Wind off onto this Hydreigon, but it might have still been game because I think Hidden Power Ice would have KO'd Hydreigon at that range with her choice specs. So I think I would have been fine either way. Now I'm gonna seal up my victory with a Helping Hand Hidden Power, and that would be a great game against Massey. A good game, and that was definitely exciting. We got to see Metagross in this series. I do apologize for the lag again. Not much I can do about it today. I think it's actually stopping right now, to be honest. I think it just stopped, to be honest, because I'm not getting any signs of lag anymore. So, better late than never, right? But anyway, tomorrow's video, I'm hoping there won't be any lag, but of course I can't control the lag, so I might not record tomorrow, depending on if the lag issue still continues. But I hope you guys enjoyed this anyway, even if it was laggy. Be sure to give it a like. Be sure to check out my non-laggy other episodes of VGC 2015 Battles, like my Regionals episode, which was actually the last episode. Definitely check that out. Check out my Kid Icarus Uprising series, because I'm left playing that game, and it's such a fun game. Follow me on my social medias, like Twitter to find out updates about the channel, Twitch when I'm live streaming, and yeah, check out my other series, and I'll see you guys next time.